it's also a change of attitude, because usually in fashion, nobody wants to share their recipes somehow, and also not their sources. And we somehow believe in a change in the fashion sector to a more horizontal and collaborative sector where people really collaborate.
Okay, let's dive in. So I really wanted to dive into the project itself. So it is an EU-funded project in which artists are linked to different hubs. And in my case, I'm working together with Hub Berlin. We started in January with our collaboration, and sadly, due to COVID, instead of 3 months working physically together, it turned out to be 3 weeks. Actually, the past 3 weeks. So it has been pretty intense. The rest was mainly online. So the project itself, what I'm currently doing, quickly, a little bit of background, inspiration and motivation. I find it super strange that in the morning when we wake up, we have to select an outfit that has to suit us throughout the whole day. In a world that it is becoming smarter, but our clothes are still super passive. This is also a little bit what Anouk referred to earlier this event. And that, together with the fact that fashion is becoming quicker and it's really stimulating a quick change in wardrobe, I think we can look for solutions instead of only looking mainly into the material itself, also look at our behavior and how we can redirect this. So we want to stimulate long-term use, and we want to strengthen our relation with our wardrobe by making our garments adaptive. We want to explore a modular design approach to make sure that you no longer buy a complete outfit, but that you can actually select certain items, mask layers, top layers, and that you can actually play around with this and become more creative with your wardrobe in itself. So the project itself, we are currently developing a wearable that adapts to how much you want to stand out or become less noticeable. This is one of the key elements on which we base our choices on in the morning. This, together with a human-centric approach that embraces human behavior and movement, really wants to facilitate an optimal environment. We talked this event also about performance enhancing. In that sense, we neglect the communication element. So that is really what this project is about. So when we talk about fashion tech, there are a lot of practical values in regards to healthcare, sports, and safety, these 3 big players. But when we talk about fashion tech, something is missing. And that is because fashion is about aesthetics, expression, and identity. So I think if we talk about fashion tech, it's time that we start to combine this together with the practical values of the wearable tech scene. During our process, we came up with 2 different concepts. One of them we actually were able to completely execute right now. You see a little bit behind me as well. This is the layering approach, where you see the different modular elements. So we have a base garment that is embroidered with a conductive yarn on which PCB boards with LEDs are bonded. All of these things can actually be taken apart at the end of use. We wanted to avoid the pixel effect with LEDs, so we used the diffuse layer for a very soft and very smooth light effect, in combination with a mask layer that is interchangeable, as well as the different top layers. Here you actually see some visuals of the garments being embroidered, but still need to transform into a garment itself. And this is how it could look like if you play with different light effects. You can actually make patterns appear, disappear, you can change colors, you can change light patterns. It gives a whole new realm of exploration. And for these mask layers, we looked into biomimicry, but also the aesthetic values that we see within nature. So these 3 different directions took us to different mask layers eventually. And for this, we are exploring 3D printing as well as vinyl patterns. And because this project is currently still in the making, sorry, somehow there's still a sound behind it. But because this project is currently still in the making, I can't show you the final end result yet, because we are shooting it next week. But this is to give you a little bit of a feel of in which direction we are going. The second concept we were sadly not able to execute because we didn't have the expertise, but we did find the experts that are really happy to collaborate with in the Second Skins 2.0. So hopefully we will find a way and a funding to actually continue this progress in combination with what we previously discovered with the layering effect, as well as actually starting to make garments move using artificial textile muscles to make garments adaptive in a practical way, but also on a communication level. Thank you so much. And I hope this gives you a little bit of insight on what we've been working on for the past 9 months.
Hi everyone, I'm Jan from Wertel. We are a design office, product design basically based in Berlin and in Munich. And like Malou, we are part of the Berlin hub, which means we're working mainly together with the Fraunhofer Institute here in Berlin, but also with Stratasys and Profactor and EMPA. So our project is called Ignotum, which means the unknown in Latin. And it's basically about CCTVs, which are enhanced by AI, meaning these cameras that are everywhere nowadays, mainly in terms of security, they can know much more about us now than they used to, just by looking at us. And there has been a big trend recently, we found out in the spaces of retail, to utilize the same knowledge that you gain from these cameras to basically create profiles and sell more stuff, which we found kind of to be not okay and a breach of privacy. So this created this urge for us to create something to counter that. And we looked at the past, what kind of designs in the realm of fashion have been done before, and there's been a lot of things tried. There have been things tried, especially with faces and makeup, to counter these AIs. And the interesting or scary thing about these AIs is that they are quite fast in developing themselves further. So some of these designs that you see here on screen, they're not working anymore. And the AIs are smart enough to look through them. So nonetheless, we started our own research. We tried a few AIs that are available online. We built a very good one ourselves using a Coral board. So we can just basically test things in our office. And we basically started or created a virtual testing lab where we tried a lot of different patterns on screen and then put the camera, let the camera face the screen and then see which pattern worked and which didn't. And through like trial and error, we basically found one which worked really well, which is the one that you see on the bottom right, for example, which is a very basic grid pattern. And once we found that, we also built some prototypes here with basic throwovers and so on, and LEDs. But then we started also to go digital and created this prototype design in Clo 3D, which was really nice for us because we are not fashion designers and not really used to designing garments. And this gave us kind of like a nice foot into the door of fashion design. Yeah, and you can see some pictures of the prototyping building. Like Malou, we had quite intense weeks in the last few, like 3-4 weeks, where we built together with the Fraunhofer, but also here in the office, our prototype, our working prototype, utilizing also a lot of 3D printing or very modern bonding processes where you bond just by pressure electronic parts to like a textile cable, so you don't need to solder anything. It's just like a very stable and good connection, and it's a very modern process. And yeah, we just finished last Monday the prototype and could test it for the first time, and we were quite scared that it wouldn't work, but luckily enough, when we tested it with our AI, it still worked. I mean, there's so much more detail in this whole project, but I think, yeah, this is enough to give you kind of an insight on what has been happening in the past few months, let's say.
So hello everyone, my name is Youyang, founder of PureSphere. So my experience with Re-Fream last year gave me a chance to develop my project further. So now let me start to introduce the project PureSphere. So the world has a waste problem. Globally, we produce 30 million tons of textile waste each year. It can fill 100,000 football fields. Fashion brands are in urgent needs of sustainable materials that are beautiful, functional, and biodegradable at scale. So PureSphere is here to solve this problem. Our innovative material born is the intersectionality of design, material science, and sustainability. So PureSphere is a truly circular material that is made from food waste and algae through material engineering. It is beautiful, durable, versatile, and biodegradable, and can be an ideal alternative to leather and synthetic leather. So I start off as a textile designer. So I was surprised that I could not find a completely biodegradable material on the market. I realized that there are many food waste remain unused in our daily lives. So I was thinking about, is there a possibility to develop a material based on food waste? So then I started the journey of transforming waste into treasures. Yes, right? Yeah, we design and manufacture PureSphere with a circular method. The production process does not involve the use of any harmful chemicals and will not generate any toxic emissions. And the biodegrade process of the material requires no specific conditions, and the lifespan of our products are longer. So as our material can be easily recycled and remanufactured. So here you can discover our material into different finishes, such as the classic lineup with food waste, like banana peels and orange peels, and the color ones with natural dyes, and also the two-generation material, the leather-like material. Yes, and we also use different finishing techniques, something like laser printing and laser cutting to process our material in order to achieve a vast range of amazing patterns. Yes, and here you can see different applications that are designed based on our material. And we also have been selected as one of the winners for the German Sustainability Award 2021, and we also get support by the European Union Re-Fream program and German government to promote our vision of sustainable development. We love to work with anyone who have the same goal with us of establishing a sustainable community. If you are interested in working with us, please reach me. So let's build a beautiful and sustainable future with PureSphere together. Thank you very much.
So I'm here representing the Taxable and the University of Innsbruck. They together have the project within the Elite project Embroidery for High Performance Electrodes for Redox Flow batteries. Sorry, wie gang ich auf die nächste? So first I talk a little bit about Taxable. Taxable is a spin-off of the University of Innsbruck and specialized in smart textile solutions. We support companies and research institutes from the idea until mass production for individual smart textile solutions. Here I'd like to show you a few projects we are currently working on so that you can see the broad field of applications. No matter if you like to measure pressure distribution with shoe sole, detect vital functions such as breathing rate or heartbeat with a t-shirt, we can be your partner to lead you through the whole development process. So we are not only specialized in the field of so-called wearables, but also in textile lightweight construction or sensor textiles. For example, we are working on a special textile concrete, which will be used in bridge building and rehabilitation. On the last picture, you can see Taxible Wispy, our innovating nursing care product that stands out for its ability to automatically signal an alarm when moisture, body fluids, or bad exit are detected. It's already on the market and used in old people's homes and private care. So, embroider power, how does it work? Within the ELIT project, Taxible and the University of Innsbruck are working on a new generation of redox flow batteries made with embroidered technology. Taxible is in charge of the electrode and stack development and manufacturing. The University of Innsbruck does the whole electrochemical characterization and the activation process of the electrode. Just to give you a short insight into what I'm talking about, have a look at the picture at the left corner. Redox flow batteries use a liquid energy storage, so-called electrolyte. This liquid is pumped through an electrode. You can see it in the middle of the picture. What our team does is to increase the performance of these electrodes by using embroidered technology. This conscious placement of carbon fibers leads to greater power and efficiencies. We can control the designs and greater mass transport is possible. Also, a new way of contacting allows a homogeneous contact resistance of the electrode with the whole surface. So on the other two pictures, you can see how the carbon fiber is used with the embroidery technology.
Yeah, perhaps I just take the last 5 minutes because I think we are finished, just to explain without images, without the video, what we are going to do at Re-Fream, because we are launching, as you have seen, it was amazing also to see Jan and Malou, because they are the artists of the second round, and we are going to see them, I think, on Thursday at Ars Electronica, and the 29 and 28 of September in IED Bilbao, where we will stream also the final presentations of the second round artists. And happy to see Youyang and who was from the first round? No, Malou, Loreto, and Jan are for the second round. So as you see, Re-Fream is an amazing project where 20 selected artists had the opportunity to join up and team up with technologists and scientists from the most cutting-edge labs of Europe. And we are finalizing this project this year. And actually now we are starting, we have built an innovation board because there's so much information, so much has been done. And besides all the individual projects, we want to understand and to learn from these projects how will be the new value chain for fashion. And it's very tricky because all these very technical parts are difficult to understand and more difficult even to share with a wider audience. And therefore at ID we are developing a digital tool. It's called Recode Fashion, and it's decode the process in its steps and units so that you can really understand how the processes are made. And it will be a platform which will be launched at the end of the project on the Open Innovation Platform at the Re-Fream website, and will be open for everybody. So we hope everybody will join this platform. And it's also a change of attitude, because usually in fashion, nobody wants to share their recipes, somehow, and also not their sources. And we somehow believe in a change in the fashion sector to a more horizontal and collaborative sector where people really collaborate, and a more and this tool is not only to design processes, it's also a map where you can discover which techniques and technologies are around. So it's also to learn, to discover, to enhance your creativity, and then to have access to all these possible collaborators, which could be like crafters, makers, companies, which could join your project. So we are very, very excited, and yeah, stay tuned on our website of Re-Fream to see the final presentations on Thursday at Ars Electronica, second round, and also at IAD Bilbao at the end of September. And at the end of November, you will see finally this platform. Thank you very much.